Okay, so somewhere in today's update about AVAX, I'm actually going to drop a top tip, top secret for you. So if you watch this video until the end, I think you are going to understand what is actually in my mind and why do I believe this thing right in here, and for that matter, probably a lot of other altcoins could potentially be a beautiful, beautiful buy opportunity, and maybe alt season is actually closer than we all think. So with all that said, hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you are having a great time with your family and loved ones, and let's just dive in and see what is going on in AVAX. And if you remember, the last time that we talked about Avalanche, we were right around this area, and the idea was that, well, okay, this seems to be absolutely a 5-wave up, followed by we want to see a correction structure on the downside, and we said it specifically. If you want to be optimistic in AVAX, you have to see after this correction a rather strong bounce into our wave 3, and then correction for 4, followed by yet another move on the upside into wave 5. And well, unfortunately, I'm not really sure if we actually got a 5-wave up in here. Instead, I'm going to argue yes, most likely we're just having the subwaves in here for an A, probably an ABC running flat in this area into our wave B, and then another 5-wave on the upside into our C leg. And we specifically said because finding a 5-wave in here is a little bit challenging, okay, maybe the bottom in Avalanche is not going to be in yet, and maybe we should say, excuse me, let's just delete this one as well, that from this high, this is 1, this is 2, this is wave 3, and then we can have correction for 4, followed by, guess what? Yep, another move on the downside into our wave 5. Now, real quick, before we talk about what is happening in like very short term, let's go on Binance's chart and let me tell you why overall I'm actually very bullish in Avalanche. So let's just cheer you up a little bit. Maybe it's best to go on daily time frame. Okay, so you see, here's the situation. In my view, in Avalanche, back in this initial bull run in 2021, we completed the subwaves for a fantastic looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave on the upside. Followed by that, I believe this is a correction down, probably to about the lowest low, and I'm gonna say most likely not to around the recent price action. And our correction can be, as you can see by the subwaves, in form of a beautiful looking ABC zigzag. Now, let's go around here. You see, if you want to be bullish on any chart and you want to say maybe we have hit our final low right around this area, well, let's actually not talk about that. Let me talk to you about that top tip, top secret a little bit, because I think there is actually a chance that we are soon going to see not only a drop in Bitcoin and a lot of altcoins, but also in a stock market as well. However, I need you to fully understand this. If we get this drop, it is absolutely 100%, let's just say 1000% for me is going to be a buy opportunity, because right after that drop, the Fed is actually going to step in and announce QE big time. And that's probably the moment that we are going to start a beautiful alt season. So this is a top tip for you. Don't even mention it in the comment section. Now, anyway, back to our counting here. You have to be able to find off of the lowest low a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up. This specific structure is called an impulse. Rules for it are we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, our wave 3 should not be the smallest wave. And in terms of the subwaves, you know what is going on if you are a regular viewer of the channel. We must have 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different counts. Doesn't really matter. Let's say ABC into 4 and possibly a WXY into wave 2. Now, let's go on the live chart and allow me to explain why am I so optimistic on Avalanche. You see, in my view, we are probably having off of the lowest low down here about $8.5, a clear cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave to about this point, followed by that starting from here and not the highest high around $66. I think we are probably having a correction structure down, and it can be in different forms, but my primary count suggests we are having most likely a WXY in form of a flat and a zigzag, and this is ABC expanded flat into wave W, followed by ABC very beautiful looking zigzag into wave X, and this is going to be another ABC down. And let's go around here. You see, in an ABC, obviously it goes without saying that for the subwaves we're gonna have 5 down into A, correction for wave B. The shape of it obviously again doesn't really matter, and then another 5 wave down into C. Now let's go on the live chart. Okay, so here's the thing. In my view, this is 5 wave down into A. This is WXY up, probably I'm gonna say in form of a double zigzag into wave B, and right now we are on our way to have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into our C leg. Now, it's very important to understand that this chart is from Binance, and in it we got some insane shadows and we waxed to all the way down here about $8.50. However, if you go and check out some other charts, you're going to realize that, you know what, this shadow actually is not that large. And that brings me to what is going on in Coinbase. And as you can see, the lowest low in here is somewhere around only $17. And this, in my view, is probably a better chart to consider. And if you want to say that we are having, excuse me, let's go back on H4 time frame. Okay, we are having off of the highs like a 1, 2, excuse me, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave. Well, okay, that means right now we are on our way to have basically in Avalanche our last leg on the downside. So I really do believe that this move down is going to come to an end. Having said that though, I'm not really sure if in like very short term we have hit the lows in AVAX. Now, at first, let me be a little bit overwhelmingly optimistic and say, you know what, maybe, sorry about that one, we are having off of the lowest low a 1, 2, and then probably wave 3 to about here, ABC 44. No, let's actually call this thing a triangle structure into our wave 4, followed by another move up into wave 5, and this is ABC down. Now, I don't really think that I'm able to tell you that this is going to be a 1-2 setup. No, instead, I'm going to say, you know what, even if you want to be overwhelmingly optimistic, you should probably in this area in the next, let's say 12 to 24 hours, count on maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order to get close to somewhere around this region, about $18, and preferably not take this important low, about 17.7. And at that point, again, if you want to be a full bull, you can say maybe we are having an A, B, C running flat, and this is going to be into a wave 2, followed by you want to see a good bounce into wave 3, 4, 5. If we get something like this, and especially if in this phase up we manage to take this important high about, let's say, basically $20 region, that can be an awesome sign suggesting the bottom set. Right now though, I'm going to be a bit patient and careful and maybe not call this thing a 1-2 structure, and instead maybe this is going to be either like, excuse me, a WXY or maybe an APC, generally some sort of a correction and not an impulse, suggesting we may end up having one more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in order to take the lows for the first target about $17.50. But you know, we may end up going like just a little bit lower than that. Actually, you know what, preferably I actually don't mind to see Avalanche taking this important low about $17 as well. Why? Let's go on H4 time frame. Excuse me, my keyboard is a little bit glitchy. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, so okay, what is going on in terms of indicators? You see, maybe it's actually best to go on daily time frame. Okay, as you can see in this area in Avalanche, we are having a low. Sorry about that one. Let's take this. Okay, this is a low, the other one is a low, but in MACD I think this is a low, and the other one, even if we go down and take the lows, is probably going to remain a higher low. So this can actually be a beautiful bullish divergence, suggesting yes, in these areas we are hopefully going to hit our final low. And again, if we end up taking this important low about $17 in Avalanche, our divergence at that point is actually going to have a bit more credibility and validity, and that would be awesome for us. So in conclusion, I think this move down can continue a little bit, or let me just put it this way, expect this move down to continue a little bit. So if it happens, you're not really going to be surprised at all. But having said that, At the same time, understand that we are probably getting close to our move on the downside, and anytime soon we can expect a decent move on the upside in order to at least for like very short time get back above these levels somewhere around, let's say $35. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Avalanche. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.